Tonight, we're very privileged to have three courageous members from the Disaster Assistance Response Team joining us. So if you'll please welcome to the stage Darryl Dunbar, Jasmin Sarin and Onur Ayyildiz. They'll be sharing with us some reflections of their experiences.
Thank you. On behalf of my colleagues here from Fire Rescue New South Wales, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the country and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. As indicated, 6th of February this year at 4:17 local time, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck southern Turkey and Syria. 9 hours later, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake also impacted the area. Since then, over 7,000 aftershocks have been recorded, with a 6.4 magnitude earthquake occurring 2 weeks later in the same region. The death toll from the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria have surpassed 50,000. Including over 45,000 confirmed deaths in Turkiye. Over 200,000 buildings have been destroyed or damaged beyond occupancy, and more than 1.5 million people displaced. A disaster of this scale would overwhelm any nation's emergency management authorities. As a direct result, the world united and assembled to support Turkiye in the subsequent days of need. The 72-person OSO2 Disaster Assistance Response Task Force, led by Fire Rescue New South Wales and consisting of firefighters, doctors, paramedics, engineers, police, DFAT and NEMA officials deployed to Turkiye to provide humanitarian aid and support the people of the Hatay province. This is not the first time that Fire Rescue led a disaster assistance response team and has responded internationally. Indonesia in 2004, New Zealand, Japan 2011, Vanuatu 2015, Tonga, Indonesia and Greece 2018, and just recently another deployment to Vanuatu, as well as numerous bushfires in North America. Fire Rescue's mantra of prepared for anything, protect the irreplaceable applies both internationally and nationally. Over 10 days, the work carried out by OS2 in Antakya, Turkey, included supporting national rescue authorities with technical capabilities and advice, returning deceased ones to family members, supporting and coordinating recovery efforts, providing assistance to United Nations and NGO humanitarian authorities. Over $450,000 worth of medical and humanitarian supplies and resources were donated prior to the team leaving Turkey. I am joined on stage by Jasmin and Onur, and who will provide their reflections on the DART mission.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, as Darryl mentioned, our mantra is prepared for anything, and we trained very hard for that. But nothing would have prepared us for what we saw when we landed in country. I've only been in fire and rescue for 6 years, which is actually quite a short career. I've been a rescue operator for 4 of those and spent most of my time out at Bankstown Fire Station, but have worked up the road at City of Sydney Fire Station. Being in the Hatay province and seeing the widespread destruction, it was almost unfathomable that even with a team of 72, we were never going to be able to check every building, check every crack and void for life. That was just going to be impossible. So I think having to adjust our expectations of what we were going to be able to achieve changed quite quickly. And despite having all the qualifications and the skills and the rescue equipment, it was actually the people of Hatay that became our best resource. And spending 14 days walking around the streets, listening to people's stories, getting them to help us identify what buildings were there. And you'd look at piles of rubble that you're just kind of like, what did that used to be? And you'd get out, Google Maps, and you'd look at Street View, and it's a 8-story apartment block that had shops underneath. And it's, no one survived from that building site. So for us, at the end of the day, we had to shift our expectations of what we could achieve, and just being able to help people in Hatay and help them be reunited with family members that were being brought out of the rubble became our big goal. And it was very humbling to not only represent Australia and the mateship that we have as Australians, but to also see the resilience. And we had people that had lost absolutely everything that were still happy to share half a thermos of hot tea with us just to say thanks. So I'm very happy to be here, I'm very humbled to be here, and I'm very privileged to be part of Fire and Rescue. Thank you.
Hi all. Onur Ayyildiz is my name, and as most of you could probably guess, I'm from Turkish heritage. My role over in Turkey was part of the 72 team Oz2 personnel that went over to Turkey. I transitioned into a bit of a translator, being fluent in the language. If I may, I just wanted to reflect on the human side. We see a lot of clips on TV, we see a lot of newspaper clippings, but what really hit home was the human side, and it was twofold. The Oz2 team, as Darryl mentioned, 72 personnel. Every single one of them 72 personnel, different cultures, different religions, different beliefs, just different. But we all banded together, we formed Oz2, and we flew over to Turkey in a C-17. The team that deployed to Turkiye, the humility and respect that they showed to the people of Turkiye, Australia should be proud. Those men and women that went over and assisted in Turkey's time of need. Internationally, Australian search and rescue teams, disaster assistance rescue teams, response teams, are very well respected in the international community, and that deployment proved why. The people of Turkiye, I have no words. As Jasmin touched on, the utter devastation they suffered, the loss of life, the loss of literally everything that was. Those people, in their worst time of their lives, took the time out to say thank you. They thanked us for travelling all that way to help. They thanked us for all that we'd done. The resilience and the strength shown by the people of Turkiye in what was and is one of the worst disasters ever seen by their country is just commendable. When we met the President of Turkey, Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, I passed on Australia's condolences and let him know that the people of Turkey were in our thoughts and prayers, to which he passed on his personal thanks to Australians and his personal thank you to the Prime Minister, Mr. Anthony Albanese, for sending us over there to assist. One moment that stands out for me is when an elderly male approached me and with tears in his eyes, he thanked me and our team. I told him it was the least we could do and tried comforting him. He said to me, through all the death, all the devastation, it was just simply humbling to know that people still care. That he was an elderly man with nothing left, nothing. But people from all around the world, none of whom knew him or any other person in that country, were there to help. We came to help. He was overwhelmed that Australia cared, the world cared. That moment there is why we do what we do, because we care. And when I say we, I mean Australia. Even when we think we aren't helping, just by being there, we did. I'm going to touch on a few words Commissioner Webb said: pride, respect and trust. I think as Australians, we nailed that. We really do. And our team that deployed to Turkey proved that. I just want to read out, as did the Honourable Penny Sharp and Cousin Ahmed, one more time what's on the back of these booklets. The beauty of the plant comes from the goodness of the seed, and the beauty of man comes from his heart. And I think Australia has a big heart. Thank you.